What's going on, everybody? This is Tosin on the Daily Hustle, and we got a great guest, entrepreneur out of New Jersey, Jamal Lamar. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
What's going on, Tosin? What's going on, man? I appreciate you bringing me on today.
Not a problem, man. I had to get you on here, man, because you from Jersey, you from the hometown, the home state, or whatever, and you out there doing some great things in real estate, man. I love to kind of just look at everybody that's like young, that's in our generation, that's working and hustling and doing it on their own terms, doing it in their own way. And I really just appreciate that about the way that you're moving, man. So I wanted to have you on here. You know,
Let's get it. Let's get it. Absolutely, bro.
just want to get into, man. If you could just tell us just a little bit about yourself, your upbringing, where you're from, things like that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So my name is Jamal Lamar. I'm 22 years old. I'm from Asbury Park, New Jersey. I didn't grow up in a family of business, but I can definitely say one thing is, my mom, when she was raising me, I definitely grew up in a family with some solid core values. Um, and I basically took that, I'm using that in my life now and just, took it throughout. Started playing baseball when I was young, about 8 years old. Fell in love with baseball and played baseball throughout high school and also went to college. I went to Cabrini College
Okay.
for like a semester. It didn't work out. I dropped out for personal reasons. Main reason was that I wanted to like help my mom. My mom was back home. I was in Pennsylvania. She was back home in Asbury. Basically doing everything by herself. So wanted to like come back and really help her in a big way. So dropped out of school 2017. In 2017, I got into real estate, wholesaling real estate, and I was working with Isaac Grace and Jersey Shore Solutions. Yeah, Jersey Shore Property Solutions. Great experience, man. Learned a lot. Was super helpful in my journey, and after that, fast forward to now, I'm a real estate agent, and also an investor as well. Got my own company going, and looking to just keep grinding and keep getting better.
Okay, cool. That's dope. So when you dropped out of college and you came back home, what of course you're probably thinking like, yo, I gotta help moms, man. I gotta get this bread. What made you decide that you were gonna go the real estate route?
Yeah, so really, I always wanted to get into business, but my whole mindset with business was kind of messed up. I thought that you needed a lot of money to get into business, and that's what I thought. But after a while, I was watching YouTube videos and really just searching, like looking for an answer. I'm like, I want to get into real estate, and I had found a book. Give me 1 second. I bought this
Still
book.
got it? Okay. You about to whip it out? Okay.
Still got this book, man. This is the first book I bought that taught me about like wholesale real estate.
Dope. Okay. Bigger pockets.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So I bought this book and I was reading it, and then pretty much after that I was just like, oh, wholesaling, okay. And Isaac's dad, he was a barber, and I went to get my hair cut, and he was telling me how his son does real estate, and I was like, really? He's like, yeah. Fast forward, it's crazy how the universe worked. Yeah. I went home, I was on my phone scrolling through Facebook. I see Isaac's name pop up, and I immediately hit him up, tell him who I am. And I told him I wanted to get into real estate. He was like, for sure, bro. Like, come down to my office. Came down there. Almost died that day, man. I was going down on the highway, and it was raining. And I was late, and I hit the turnpike and kind of did like a 360 in the car, and and it messed up my front, but I still got there. So it was definitely, it was crazy, but yeah. So
like, kind of tell me about what you and Isaac spoke about your first meeting, and like any questions you had for him or whatever that made you say, you know what, I'm gonna rock with y'all, and this is what's gonna be like my entry into the game or whatever.
Yeah, so when I first got there, We were speaking, basically, kind of about ourselves, get to know each other. And then, we went into business and he was kind of telling me what he had going on. And I was telling him, why I wanted to get into the game, where I come from, things like that. And really it was like it was really the lifestyle I felt like was super dope. Living on your own terms, being able to help out your family, the freedom, um, that whole thing. It really brought me in. Like, man, this is the way. This is the lifestyle. And he was telling me like, man, you gotta work hard. But it's all worth it in the end. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, man, I'm hooked from there. Like I don't know exactly how I'll make this work, but I know no matter what that if I stick with this and I'm giving my all, like it'll all play out. Like it'll work. It'll work the best for me.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer that, like, whatever you work at, no matter what it is,
Mm-hmm.
put time into it, eventually it's gonna have a payout. Like, there's no way, just the way the world is set up, is that if you put work into something,
Right.
something is gonna come out. If you plant a seed and you water it and you take care of it, something is gonna grow. It may take some time, but
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna grow. So
Process, man.
let's talk about, like, what were your first deals like, or like how were you finding your first deals? What was that whole process like?
Yeah. So after that, we kind of did a little bit of mentorship, and I started Lamar Investments in 2017. And how, like, pretty much how I was finding my deals, I was doing what he was doing. He had his company going, was direct mail.
Yeah.
And that's when you're mailing out to homeowners, and also cold calling, and I'm doing some driving for dollars in my town in Asbury. And at that time, Asbury was, basically up and coming in its like revitalization stages.
Yeah.
And I was doing some driving for dollars, and I had wrote down this address and gave the guy a call. Kind of brushed me off. Kept calling him, and then finally met him at the property. Got the property on the contract, and it's so crazy because I did it wrong, right? I did it wrong. I didn't have like the correct verbiage, and that deal ended up taking, it was like 12 months, and I made 2,500. And now that was my first deal. And how after that it was just like driving for dollars, and cold calling. That was working for me.
Yeah, for me it was the same way. It was driving for dollars. I did the first campaign I ever did to get leads was bandit signs. And
Okay.
yeah, I was putting them all over East Orange. Like, I had them all over East Orange and Essex County, man. And I only bought 100, and I'll put them out like 25 or 30 at a time. And I started getting calls back, and that's kind of how I started, getting my first leads before I started getting into like the digital. It's funny that you had mentioned Isaac, because Isaac, years ago, probably about 5 years ago,
Mhm.
he's the one that put me on to using like real estate aggregators to find leads. So instead of doing bandit signs and direct mail and stuff like that, at that time I think we were using realestateworldwide.com or something like that. I used PropStream.
Okay.
But yeah, that was some, that he had put me on to, man. And but yeah, so as far as real estate, when people hear wholesaling, they think real estate, they think, helping people flip houses or helping people buy houses. But really what
Mhm.
you're doing in wholesaling is that you're helping a homeowner solve a problem. For whatever
Yep.
reason,
Absolutely.
their property is not marketable enough to be sold retail, or to be sold, by a real estate agent in the typical way that we think real estate transactions happen, right? So
Right.
what is the core problem that you solve, or that when you come across a property that you think could be a good opportunity, what is the core problem you're looking for? I guess is probably the better question.
Okay. Yeah. Nah, I'm glad you said that. So with me, when I'm speaking to owners, my main thing is, it's great getting property details, things like that. But what I'm really focusing on is the motivation, right? Like why are you looking to sell? Like I said, they can go the traditional route. Why not list it up with an agent? And also what I like to do is I like to exhaust all avenues where they can sell the property. So, why not list the property with an agent? why not do the rehab, the necessary renovations, and sell it yourself.
Yeah.
And what that does, it pretty much just boxes them into basically working with you and kind of having one solution, right? And that solution is you. And I feel like with you being there now, you're understanding their problem, and you kind of guiding them in the right direction that you want to help them. So
okay, cool. So of course, at the end of the day, we want our end goal is for a property to be sold. But
yeah.
how do you get to that end result? Okay, I'm a homeowner. I say, all right, Jamal, you know what? Yeah, I'll let you get my house under contract. What's the work that you now do after once you have the contract and it's time for you to start ripping and running?
Gotcha. So me, man, I'm a type of person. I'm gonna get straight to it. Like I got the contract now, so now it's if I don't have a buyer in mind for my buyers list that I worked with previously, I'm going out there, man, and I'm finding a buyer. So what I do is you can use Facebook groups. Some Facebook groups wholesaling houses full time, superhuman wholesalers. There's a bunch out there. You'll get in there. You'll basically kind of put a brief description of who's buying in this town or this county. You'll get some emails. You'll reach out to them. Another way you could do is PropStream that you use. You could pull a cash buyers list if you have that subscription, and also to networking, right? Kind of diving into your network and seeing who's buying. That's pretty much like what I do first thing when I get a property contract. I'm looking for a qualified cash buyer to work with.
Okay, cool. So in that whole process, I'm pretty sure you've seen a lot of weird things because I've been in some that were burned out, that was straight shells and fire damage, flood damage. I've tried to wholesale houses that literally didn't even have a roof, so every time it rains, it's raining in the house, right?
Damn.
Like yeah. What's the weirdest thing you've ever seen? Like the weirdest deal you've ever tried to say, you know what, I'm gonna try to make this happen.
Man, so it was my second deal in Asbury. So the lady, the house was left to her. Her brothers were supposed to help her fix the property up, but they end up leaving everything in there, leaving her by herself, and the property. So we went in, and it was like, as soon as you went in there, it smelled like mold and old animals, man. Like this property was tore up. It was holes in the house. It was crazy. So we had to demo it, and we had cleaned it out for the buyer. But yeah, it was bad, man. It was there for I think about 8 to 7 years. Like unkept, not like the only time she went there was to get mail. But she said, look, she told me this right when I got the contract signed. She said, okay, if you go in there, that's at your cost. She said, I haven't been in there in 7 years, so if something happens, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what's in there. So we're like, you know what? Don't worry about it. We got it. We'll take care of it. It was crazy in there, man. Like I still got the video. Shit was crazy.
Post that, bro. But
yeah.
So like, wholesaling typically is it's like the entry level into real estate. It's how we pretty much all of us really get into real estate. It's wholesaling first. What is your plan to go to the next level, whether it's, I don't know if it's fixing and flipping, if it's buying apartment buildings, or if it's commercial? Like what do you, because I mean, getting started at 22, bro, I commend you. Hey, I salute you to start at 22. Or no, you started before because you're 22 now, right?
Yeah. I started when I was 19?
19. So starting at 19, you're 3 years in. You've learned a lot. You know the terms. You know how to move in the business. 3 years wholesaling, I think it's not too much of a shot to say that you're almost an expert in real estate. Mm-hmm. So what is like the next step for you?
Okay. Yeah. So me personally, man, I'll still continue wholesaling because I feel like that game, like just like you said, it's the entry level and you learn a lot, right? But me personally, what I want to do is I want to become a full-time, buy and hold investor, right? What I want to do is purchase apartment buildings. So my main focus this year is to purchase a two to four unit, right? And work up from there.
Okay.
But yeah, man, I want to be purchasing properties full time, in different communities, and all over the world, and pretty much also too with my family, with friends, and like I said, just really build generational wealth with the buy and hold strategy, through commercial and multifamily investing.
Okay.
That's like, yep, that's my next step, man.
Yeah, I think me and you on the same type of time. I haven't wholesaled in about 2.5, 3 years, and I've really just been focusing on the commercial side, acquiring units, and
Yeah, I've been seeing that. I think I told you, but congratulations again, bro. That like your fund, that's dope, bro. That's dope. I was reading into it.
Thank you, man. It took me some years to really figure out how to do it correctly, and then it took me another year and some change to actually step out and do it on my own. Sometimes it takes a little time for you to get the confidence to say, it's time to roll, and saying, it doesn't have to be perfect, but you got to launch it, right? But yeah,
that's super dope, man.
Yeah, I think that we're changing like the dynamic of what a business person or a successful person has to look like. I remember the first meetups and networking groups that I was going to. It was always, like in the back of my mind and my subconscious, I'm like, I got to go there in a suit, or I got to go there in something professional, whatever. And then I started learning that it's not about the clothes that you have on your back. It's about what you bring to the table and your skill set and your ability to get deals done. Because a lot of the investors that I would be finding deals for, whenever, they'd come out to see a property, they'd be in jeans, a t-shirt, sweats, they'd be in nothing. They'd be in whatever, and they're just trying to get a deal done. And I started realizing that nobody really cares about what you look like. You know what I'm saying? They care about, can you bring them a deal that's going to give them a 27% return, or can you bring them a deal that's got, I don't know, 60% ARV, 65% ARV, etc. So I really just, kind of tip my hat off to you for just being yourself, doing it how you want to do it, and being on your own journey, and then also clicking up with other people that are in the same space as you and that are, trying to achieve the same goals, man. Because I think that finding your tribe, finding your group or your clique, that is like the social motivation that you need to keep doing things the way you do them.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, I just commend you for that, man. That's super dope. You putting on for Jersey.
100, man.
That's what's up. Yeah. Hey, man, thank you for your time, man. Thank you for talking to me for a few minutes, man. How can people find you as far as like your social media, your website, and then also if there's any investors, if there's any property owners that want to get rid of their homes in New Jersey or anywhere in the country, this is the guy you need to speak to. So what's like the contact information that people can reach out to you if they want to talk to you and see if y'all can do some business?
Okay, so first Facebook, that's my full name, Jamal Lamar. Instagram, it's Molly Real Estate, and Twitter, it's my full name, Jamal Lamar 13.
Dope.
Hey, man. That's where you can find me at, man.
That's what's up, man. We appreciate you, man. Are you going to be in Atlanta anytime soon?
I don't have anything planned, but I want to though, because Jersey down here, everything is closed, so I definitely want to come out there. But I'll be out there soon though. Are you still in Atlanta or?
Oh yeah, I'm in Atlanta. I'm moving to Miami in about a week.
Oh wow.
Okay. I'm still gonna be in Atlanta. Like I'm still keeping all my spots here. I still do a lot of stuff here, so I'm not just totally abandoning Atlanta. But I wanted to expand to Miami just because Miami has a lot of the international investor presence. Investors and institutional investors that are from South America, when they come to the States, they go to Miami. And so I figured that, it may be a good idea to start networking down there, throwing events to where I can pitch investors face to face in the locale where they actually are. So I said, you know what? Hey, I've always been the type of person that wherever I got to go to get the job done, I'll go. I don't get emotional to any location, to any zip code, to any city. It's all about, life is a book. And if I got to switch the page to go to the next chapter, I'm with it.
I like that, man. I like that.
Yeah, I was born and raised in St. Louis. I left St. Louis, went to Jersey when I was like 13, 14. Then I was in Jersey, went to college there. When it was time to leave and go to Atlanta, I just
Mhm.
picked up, went to Atlanta. I've been here 3 years, did what I had to do here. Now it's time to move on, so that's kind of how I like to kind of
Yeah,
like to move.
yeah, I like that, man. Like you willing to do whatever it takes, like
Yeah, yeah.
wherever you gotta go to make it happen, man. Keep building and expanding. I like that, man. For real.
Hey, thank you again. For everybody watching this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And please
Yeah.
follow Jamal. I'd like for you guys to follow all the guests that we bring on this platform because they provide immense value and you can learn a lot from them. So stay tuned. We're going to have more Daily Hustle videos coming starting February 1st. We're going to have a video dropping every day for the rest of the year. 2021 is going to be super, super, super dope. And I just thank you guys for following me on this journey and for subscribing to my content and for watching me and for also just, tapping with the guests that I have like Jamal. So thank you guys very much. See you guys on the next video. Peace.
Peace out, y'all.